Hey everyone, it's Erin, EW Wellness Solutions, and we're talking about macronutrients and introducing fat. So March is National Nutrition Month, and I thought it would make the most sense to start with the basics, meaning macronutrients. And to help us out, we have Fatboy Slim with Right Here, Right Now. So we're going to go over it all right here, right now. Be very patient with me. I've been in Disney World for 3 days. It's starting to get to me. I even have like Minnie Mouse on my shirt. I have like this sort of thing happening. Show that. Alright, so macronutrients, those are the 3 things that all food can be composed of. Protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Yeah, there's vitamins and minerals and all other things. But protein, so soy, steak, those are things you always think of, right? Eggs, so on and so forth. Carbohydrates, you think of bread, baked potatoes. Fat, butter, cream. Most food has a little bit of more than 2, or at least 2. For example, even like milk, for instance, has fat and protein and a little carbs. We're not used to thinking that way, but that's okay. We'll work on that later. But what we think we know about food isn't necessarily what it actually is. Like, for instance, like broccoli has a lot of fiber, also has a lot of protein. Weird, right? But we're brought up to think meat has protein, which it totally does. But ounce for ounce, broccoli sometimes has more than animal protein, which does not fit in with like the square meal thing we were told in 2nd grade. But when we're talking about macronutrients and the 3 things, everything breaks down to being protein, carbohydrates, and fat, a really good way for me to show you how you too can figure out where they are with packaged food. And I happen to have Pop-Tarts. Not that I eat this stuff. If you do eat it, just stop eating it, please. First of all, look at the packaging. It's super colorful to get the attention of your toddler or 8-year-old. If you ever see like 5,000 ingredients, it's a sign to put it down. Also, they say you can toast this. I never actually toasted it when I used to eat these. I didn't eat these, I'll fully admit it. Alright, so here's the nutrition facts. It's a little bit deceptive because the way these currently are set up, it's a total fat, and they break it down. Cholesterol, sodium, total carbohydrates, and protein. So it makes it seem as if fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbs, and protein are all sort of equal. For our purposes, they really aren't. Cholesterol and sodium are important to think about, but as far as macronutrients, they shouldn't be on the list. So we have total fat, total carbs, and total protein. So even Pop-Tarts have protein. Who knew, right? So with your Pop-Tarts, they say this whole thing is 1 serving, which is realistic because when we do eat Pop-Tarts, and there would be the 1 Pop-Tart, and it would feel lonely. And so I, of course, would feel badly for it. Because, you know, who wants to be responsible for the lonely Pop-Tart, right? Next thing you know, you're eating the whole damn bag. So at least they admitted that people eat the whole thing. Alright, so we have our Pop-Tarts. 10 grams of fat. Alright. 76 grams of carbohydrates. 4 grams of protein. This is going to hit your bloodstream like a runaway train. And if you've eaten Pop-Tarts, as I can attest to personally, you will feel this in like 10 minutes. Your blood sugar will spike, and there is not enough protein and fat to slow it down. Fat would slow it down, but because of how much sugar is in it, it can't. Don't worry. I know this is a lot of like weird sciencey stuff. Maybe it isn't to you. Maybe it makes total sense. But with fat, we kind of grew up with fat's like this horrible word, you know, the F word. There's a different F word, at least I use. But when it comes to fat in our food, fat does have a really good purpose, which we'll get into tomorrow. I don't want to overload you with stuff, but just know that fat does help us in a lot of ways, and one of the great ways it does help us, it keeps us satisfied. It also helps slow away the runaway trains. Have a really good day, and happy Sunday. All right, bye.